Danny, a result we certainly weren't expected today. What are your post-match thoughts?
No, I'm upset. I feel let down. I feel for the great support today, and we were a disgrace. And I think at one point they were singing "You're not fit to wear the shirt." Well, they were absolutely spot on with that, because there wasn't one player on that pitch today that could walk off and say, "I did my job." And for us, that's just unacceptable. And I can go on. We've just been in the dressing room for over an hour, because they at the end of the day, they've got nothing else. They've got nothing else to bring to the table from a conversation perspective, because we asked them to do a job. We said, look, come here, make sure we're solid, make sure we get tight, make sure this is the shape when we haven't got the ball, this is the shape when we've got it. We did everything we possibly could, and then we deliver that. And I know that obviously I'll bear the brunt of it because I'm the manager, and I that is my job. But they weren't my players today. They were a disgrace, and if they've got anything about them, they'll be doing everything they possibly can to make sure every single person who turned up today, as well as those watching at home or listening at home, know how sorry they are, because that is just not acceptable.
You made 2 changes before the game as well, with Cody having moved to left back as well. Obviously it was a bit of a difficult situation for him, and with other players coming in. What was the thinking behind all of that?
I don't think it's anything to do with that. Today was about character. Obviously Kins was suspended, so he couldn't play, so we needed to look at what we could do in that situation. And when Harrison came on against Maidenhead, he changed the game. Mm-hmm. So he earned his right to be on the football pitch, but not one of them earned their right to be on the football pitch today. And you're talking about getting a reaction and what do we want to see from them going forwards and whatnot. I'm not sure how many of them are going to get the chance to react, because it was an absolute disgrace. I can't say what I want to say, because you probably wouldn't be able to put it out on air. But they've upset me today. I've not looked at them once this season and thought and felt disappointed. And yeah, I'm gutted, absolutely gutted. It's the first time I've ever experienced something like that. Yeah. And I don't know. Does it make you stronger? I'm sure I might look back in a few years and think, yeah, that was maybe. But at this exact moment in time, it feels like you're going into mourning, because that's how bad it was.
Yeah, it's a horrible feeling for everyone involved. Obviously, the first half wasn't what we expected at all. What was the message going into that second half? Obviously, we needed a reaction as well.
I think what was the reaction going into the second half? Do you know what it looked like? Let's change it a little bit. Do you know what it looked like? It looked like a Friday session when you get the kids in and you say to them, can you shape up against us? I don't really want you to tackle, so we can just work on our patterns of play. That's what it looked like, and that is embarrassing. So at half time you're talking to them, we asked for something that you would think is the bare minimum. We asked you, is there any chance of you lot working? Is there any chance of you running, actually going to try and make a tackle and get close to someone? And did they try second half? Yeah, they tried. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough. We can't give teams 1-0 leads in this league, let alone a 4-0 lead, and 4 absolutely horrendous goals. Well taken, credit, but they were horrendous goals. Poor.
Two substitutions at half time as well. Obviously James Rowe coming back as well as Mo Bessemer, and someone else coming in as well. Yeah. How nice it to see James Rowe come back on the pitch.
Yeah, look, James Rowe come on and was on the pitch. That's just that. Mo Bessemer came on and he was on the pitch. Jacob come on and he was on the pitch. Did they run around? Yeah. Did they have an impact? Now we only conceded 2 second half, and I think that's probably the only positive you can take out of it, because they could have scored 10. And I'm looking at the desire of them, even at 6-1 up, their subs coming on. Their subs want to impress, and I looked at our players from the start and what we brought on, and it just it's not for that sort of performance, that kind of character. That's not for me. And one of the things we will be doing this week, we have to look to what we can bring in to make it better, because they have to suffer the consequences. And if they get battered on social media, I'm going to get battered on social media. We deserve it. You can't deliver that and expect people to go, oh, okay. And that's why I got the players all back out at the end, to make sure they come and apologise to the fans, because at the end of the day, they carried on singing, and although I know some of it was tongue in cheek, they've taken a day out. We'd have ruined people's weekends today, and what I can guarantee is no one's weekend's been ruined more than mine.
Just finally, Notts County on Saturday. I know it's a long way away, or it feels like a long way away. What will preparations be like for that?
I'll be honest at the moment, I don't know. We need to get them in Monday, and we need to look at Notts County. Obviously, we need to look at Notts County, and if you wanted a fixture after a performance like that, they're probably the last team we'd want to play at the minute. But there has to be some kind of reaction. There has to be. There's definitely going to be a reaction from us as a staff, because one of the favourite sayings is change the people or change the people. So if we can't make them into what we want them to be, we'll change them. And that's the stage we're at. And I just hope for their sake and for the club's sake that there's something on Saturday that people can look at and go, do you know what, that was a one-off, because I've never experienced that before. At one point I was lost for words, didn't even know what to say to them, because I couldn't even look at them. I was that disappointed in them, and they as I said, they were a disgrace today.
Click here to watch the next video. Click here to subscribe.